Hey guys, this is Sean back with another video. So I am giving you today's update in Chicago of what's going on with the Jussie Smollett case. Now, the blogs are talking about that it's a hoax, that some issues about his character being cut from the show Empire, what he was getting as far as support from his cast. They are radio silent right now. It is alleged also that he staged this scenario because he was unhappy with the lack of urgency or the lack of severity that he received a message regarding his safety, and that he staged this to get some sympathy and to put some fire under people's ass so that his letter and what he had been receiving 3 weeks ago was going to be taken seriously. So today, I have today's Chicago Times. I'm hoping to get this all in. I actually have two articles. Forgive me because I'm going to skim over some things because there's some things that we automatically know. So today's article, we have this, and we also have another article. Now, I know what the blogs are talking about, but again, I want you to know, guys, to know what is going on in Chicago and how it's being reported here. All right, so we're going to do the first article where it says former suspects in Empire actors case meet with prosecutors. Now, police source says grand jury could be impaneled to investigate Smollett's story. Now, the two brothers previously considered suspects in the reported attack of Empire actor Jussie Smollett met with police and Cook County prosecutors at the Layton Criminal Courthouse on Tuesday, which was yesterday. A police source told the Chicago Sun-Times that a grand jury could soon be impaneled to investigate Smollett now disputed claims that he was the victim of a racist and homophobic attack in Streeterville on January 29th. Okay, so now it goes on to talk about what happened. Tuesday, spokesman Tom Ahern said the two brothers, at least one of whom knew Smollett from working on Empire, met with law enforcement officials at Layton Criminal Courthouse, though they did not testify. And it says here that around 4 p.m., Gloria Schmidt, the attorney representing the brothers, walked out of the offices adjacent to the fourth floor grand jury room with a group of what looked like plainclothes law enforcement officers and uniformed sheriff officers. Schmidt did not answer questions. All right, so of course we talked about Smollett hiring a high-profile attorney, defense lawyer Mark Garagos, which we know, whose recent clients include NFL quarterback Colin Kaepernick. Okay, let's see if there's anything else. Out of an abundance of caution, the decision to recuse herself. So meanwhile, a spokesperson for the Cook County State's Attorney Office announced Tuesday evening that Kim Foxx had recused herself from the investigation, though she did not say what prompted that recusal. Now, that's really interesting because most of the time, if someone, an attorney or a judge, recused themselves from a case, it's normally because that they have some kind of familiarity and they do not want to either show or have the appearance of a conflict of interest. So there must be some kind of relationship, directly or indirectly. And a lot of times, I think also because this is considered to be a high-profile potential case, that any act of impropriety could be a way that if things go to court, that if she did not recuse herself, the defense attorney could use that And depending on if it doesn't go their way, they could use that for an appeal. So I think that they're just doing a preemptive strike and saying, look, I'm going to recuse myself, because that way my hands are clean and they can't use this, looking forward or looking ahead of any potential court case. So that's pretty telling. Let's see, what else did they say? Police have been trying to arrange a follow-up interview with Smollett after questioning the brothers, who were taken into custody last week at O'Hare Airport after they got off of a return flight from Nigeria. Information from the interview has in fact shifted the trajectory of the investigation. Smollett has publicly expressed outrage and speculation that he may have set up the attack, including a lengthy interview with Good Morning America host Robin Roberts, in which he called out haters who doubted his account of what happened. Smollett has acknowledged that one of the two men interviewed by police had served as his personal trainer. The actor said he was reluctant to call police immediately after the attack because of the attention it would receive. Well, that may be, but there's been more attention on this case because, one, we filmed you talking to your fans while you were performing, and nothing is going to garner local and international eyes looking on you as going on Good Morning America. Like, did your attorneys say it was a good idea for you to go on Good Morning America? It's one thing to keep your mouth shut locally and have everyone guessing, but you did a lengthy interview for a huge syndicated show. Good Morning America is seen by everybody. So it says here, Smollett has since been interviewed by police and turned over redacted. And when they say redacted, like the John F. Kennedy files isn't as redacted as much as what we saw on this PDF phone redacted thing. So two of the Smollett siblings took to Instagram to defend their brother, rightfully so, on Tuesday. The two shared a photo of Malcolm X next to a tweet quote of which he derided the news media. "This is the media, an irresponsible media," the photo reads. "It will make the criminal look like he's the victim and make the victim look like he's the criminal." Whew. Okay, so we're going to go to this next article, which is local. And here it says, politicians change tune in wake of Smollett investigation relations. All right, so I'm going to skim through this as well. Jussie Smollett saw a tidal wave of support and well wishes after he told police last month that he was the victim of a racist, homophobic attack on a frigid night in Streeterville. In the weeks since, however, that backing has given way to doubt and hand-wringing. Police are now exploring whether the Empire actor orchestrated the attack and paid two men, once considered suspects, to carry it out. Of course, he's denied these allegations. Democratic politicians from across the country seized on the alleged invocation of President Donald Trump's signature phrase and acronym for Make America Great Again, MAGA. U.S. Representative Bobby Rush, Democrat of Illinois, whose district covers the South Side, wrote a letter to the FBI Director Christopher Wray the day after the attack was reported, asking the Bureau to open a hate crime investigation. "This is a hate crime, plain and simple, and I will not stand by while evil acts are inflicted on any citizen, especially not in my hometown," Rush said at the time. 3 weeks later, Rush's tone has softened considerably. Congressman Rush is aware of the recent reports, citing law enforcement sources. The spokesperson, Ray Johnson, said in an email statement Tuesday, while it is clear that this case is still developing, he continues to believe that any allegation of a crime warrants a thorough investigation regardless of the outcome. Mr. Rush will have no further comment until the investigation has concluded and the facts are definitive. Earlier this week, Harris, a former federal prosecutor, said she still was concerned about Smollett's claims, but stressed that the investigation is still ongoing. I think the facts are still unfolding, and I'm very concerned about, obviously, the initial allegation that he made about what might have happened, Harris was quoted saying. Everybody seems to be okay. The day after the reported attack, Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi, Democrat, California, tweeted, "The racist, homophobic attacks on Jussie Smollett is an affront to our humanity. No one should be attacked for who they are or whom they love. I pray that Jussie has a speedy recovery and that justice is served. May we all commit to ending this hate once and for all." However, the tweet was deleted from Pelosi's account on Monday. In a statement to People, a representative for Pelosi explained, "Given the turn in the investigation, we decided to no longer amplify the original accusation." Oh my goodness. Jussie Smollett. If, in fact, this is an actual crime, I do hope and wish you get what you should get as far as justice. There is another, I just saw it. Is it from today? Yes, it's from today. I'm not going to read it. Maybe I'll save it. Maybe if I get any more comments. This is another one. It's an opinion piece. And it says, Jussie Smollett situation reminds us an example is not proof. This looks like an opinion piece, and I might read it. Gosh, if it is a hoax, if it isn't true, this is where I always talk about to my kids, intentional consequences and unintentional consequences. And this is a prime example of unintentional consequences. Intentional consequences, what I used to explain to my kids, is that, A equals B. It's a logical leap. I stick my hand on top of a hot stove, I'm gonna burn my hand because it's hot. It's an intentional. You do one and there's a reasonable intention that's going to come out. Unintentional consequences is what I would always tell my children, why you should think before you act. Because once you do something, you do not have control or the right to dictate how the consequences are going to be. So even though you may think you didn't do something big, you don't get to control the outcome, whether it's the law, whether it's your parents' law, because now you've let something go. And once you do the act, you don't have control over the consequence. And I guess because I watch the ID channel, a lot of times people can get caught up in things because the event seems so outrageous and there are so many details, specific details that make people go, did that really happen like that? And the fact that he is going on and on and on instead of being quiet, like, I don't know any attorney that would have been okay with him telling this story. The accounts, like, save it as a formal, but he was trying to get the court of popular opinion to be on his side, and it seems like it's blowing up. So I just wanted to give you an update as of today, what is being reported in Chicago. I pray that it is not a hoax. It reminds me a lot about the lady who was with the NAACP, and the reason why she got tripped up is because she sent herself a threatening letter, and then they found it out. So I'll talk to you soon. Bye.